It's daytime television at its best. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 funniest this morning moments.
She's like, no, I want to eat something, please. Oh no, don't!
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at some of the most memorably hilarious moments from ITV's hit show. We've already covered Holly and Phil's classic innuendos and this morning's most awkward interviews on previous top 10s, which you should definitely check out. So today's is an especially eclectic collection filled with unpredictably, unintentionally, and unforgettably funny clips. Number 10, a pony poops in the studio. Having animals on live TV is always risky business, as things can go very wrong very quickly.
I don't know what to do!
Poor Holly clearly doesn't enjoy having them there. If it's not a snake wrapping around her leg, it's a pony that can't control its bowels. The ponies were on the show to demonstrate their training as guide ponies as an alternative to dogs. Only problem is, ponies obviously aren't the easiest animal to house train, and inevitably, this one poos on the carpet.
Oh, there you go. That's perfect timing. There we go. Absolutely perfect timing.
These guys are definitely adorable, but this moment might make a rather compelling case against keeping them anywhere but in a field.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm actually going...
Number 9, teasing the I'm a Celeb camp. Holly and Phil are usually sympathetic during their interviews, unless you're a hungry celebrity in the Australian jungle, in which case, they're actually rather cruel.
If you get this right, it's beans and cheese on toast for dinner.
During I'm a Celebrity in 2016, they were asked to quiz the campmates to earn them extra meals. And as they were asking questions, they had the meals on hand, just to show them what they could win in all its flavorful glory. Things got especially cruel when they got a question wrong though, and Holly and Phil ate the food in front of them.
Ryan! The answer's Scott!
Oh no, what are we going to do with this? I'm just so angry.
Harsh for the celebs, but hilarious for the viewers. Number 8, Stanley Johnson's jungle problem. Sticking with I'm a Celeb, and while Stanley Johnson was in the Australian jungle, This Morning chose to share one of his particularly personal problems with the watching public. The issue revolved around Stanley's pants, which, while on the washing line, picked up a flesh-eating bug that made its way into, well, Alison, make sure you know exactly where it ended up.
And it's, the condition's called myiasis.
In fact, she gets quite overexcited about the situation and yells the word ass a few too many times. Holly and Phil couldn't contain themselves, and, safe from flesh-eating larvae in the comfort of our homes, neither could we.
It's called myiasis. It's a condition called myiasis. That's true.
Number 7, Blindfolded Cocktails. Cocktails are one way to get into the Christmas spirit, unless you're forced to make them as part of a blindfolded challenge, that is. With one person guiding, the other provides the hands and listens to instructions. The ensuing cocktail is sure to be a messy one, and likely more than a little off from the intended flavour.
God, you're a clumsy bugger.
1, 2, stop.
But since Christmas is one of the only truly acceptable times of year to day drink, we should thank them for teaching us how to make such comic concoctions from scratch.
Yes, the whole chuffing lot's gone over.
This is both of them, yeah?
And if nothing else, we had a laugh watching them do it.
What's happening?
Number 6, Halloween costumes. What's clear is that This Morning don't do things by halves.
Don't say the word!
So when Halloween rolls around, they embrace the chance to go all out and dress up the entire on-screen crew. The costumes are beyond impressive, and every Halloween, we look forward to the reveal of what they'll dress up as next.
It's Holly the Unicorn Willoughby!
Phillip Schofield as the Night King from Game of Thrones is a particular highlight, which looks so good, it's difficult to tell it's Phil underneath it all.
Oh my goodness me.
Just imagine if he rocked up at your door asking trick or treat. Number 5. Gino's grandmother. For the first time, we're in the kitchen. After making mac and cheese, Holly suggests that the addition of ham would make it a carbonara. To any chef, but especially an Italian chef, she couldn't have been more wrong. Gino actually looks pretty offended that she would compare the two, and he delivers the best comeback, which lets Holly know just how ridiculous her statement was.
If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike.
In true This Morning fashion, Gino's response sets them off as they try not to choke on their pasta and contain their laughter all at once.
It doesn't make any sense what you said. It's a different recipe. It's got nothing to do with macaroni cheese.
Number 4. One Chip Challenge. This Morning always keeps up with current affairs, and with a huge influx of internet challenges, they couldn't resist trying one of their own.
Okay. Oh my goodness. The time starts now. Put that clock on.
You just put the whole thing
Oh, we're shaking. What, are you all right? How you feeling?
Eating a single chip sounds simple, right? Well, it probably would be if the chip wasn't covered in powder made from the world's hottest chili, the Carolina Reaper. To put it mildly, it's hot.
Yeah, you've got the shakes, definitely.
It's like you're drunk.
Have you seen me drunk?
But don't take our word for it, just take notice of the fact that Phil has to wear gloves to handle it, and Holly has to wear goggles to even be around it. You certainly can't deny Phil's bravery, and eventually he gets the job done.
One Chip Challenge champion. Ta-da!
Number 3, Holly can't stop laughing.
Just came out.
What the hell was that?
Holly and Phil failing to control their laughter is a very common occurrence on this show. There are almost too many examples to choose from, but this is the one that made our list. Once one of them starts laughing, you know the other isn't far behind. But in this case, it's Holly that gets the ball rolling.
Here's Good Housekeeping Magazine. Good Housekeeping Magazine's beauty director.
Holly laughs so much she ends up on the ground, and Phil, obviously seeing an opportunity to embarrass her, tells the cameras and everyone at home that she does it so she doesn't do something else. What a partner.
Run BT, for God's sake.
Number 2, Naked Gino.
If we win the National Television Award, I promise you that I will be cooking fully naked in This Morning's kitchen.
With either very little expectation of winning an NTA or just a strange eagerness to get naked on TV, Gino promised that if This Morning won an award, he would take his clothes off on television. Of course, they did win, and we can only imagine that Gino immediately felt regret set in.
It is fantastic. Wait, does he have to be here?
No, you
it
can
doesn't
move it
have
if
to
you
be
want to.
A man of his word, he appeared wearing just an apron, which, for Holly and Phil, just wasn't good enough. Removing the apron revealed a woolly sock used to preserve his dignity, but that eventually comes off too.
I had a little...
At least he keeps his promises. Number 1, The Morning After. The 2016 National Television Awards started out with the cast, crew, and everyone connected with This Morning dressed to impress, and hopeful for another success. One award win and a party at Aunt McPartlin's house later, and things obviously got messy. No one likes going to work the next day after a night out, but these guys have to spend their mornings on live TV.
Obviously, you might have noticed we're still wearing the same clothes. I haven't been home yet.
Holly and Phil arrived on set in the clothes they'd been wearing the night before, possibly still a little drunk after all the celebrations between then and now. And fans of the show absolutely love them for it.
We celebrated on behalf of each and every one.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.